Hello, viewers. Welcome to our podcast where we dive into the lives of individuals who have made significant strides in their career and professional growth. Today, I have pleasure of introducing two of my friends here. One, obviously, my host and co-host, the Vaibhav Kulkarni, and my dear friend Godwin Josh. We have met Godwin. I met you in April 2023, right? So
Yeah,
we met through the online community. From little did I know that this chance encounter will actually blossom into deep and meaningful conversation. Godwin has been constant support from April 2023. I had been constantly in touch with you to understand, like, if I had to face any challenge, I have always reached out to you. So that was a really pleasure that we got connected. But enough from my side. Let's hear from the man himself. Like Godwin, could you please tell us like how you have started your journey? I know that in 2004 you were software developer, lead software developer, and now you are the director of Astrosign Technologies Private Limited, right? So we would like to know about your journey, that how you started and how you have reached to this place where you are already running the company and how the things are going in your company.
okay. Since I was a kid, had access to computers even since the 1990s, like 1995. I was using Windows 95. Even before that, like I think 1993, I had access to Windows 3.1 and DOS. In those days, it used to take like 3 years to just install Windows. I was a child. I was in school, but my father had a video studio in Chennai.
Wow.
So he was providing animation services to clients those days, to TV channels and studios. So that's how I actually got a chance to fiddle with computers. And in 1998, I had my first website. It's not there now. But I had my first website. I had games using JavaScript and things like that. So I was so fascinated. I like to do web development, fiddle with JavaScript and all that those days. And that's how it eventually changed. So I was never into development, or I did not know programming. I just knew to use some tools and get things done. And those days we had something called front page, Microsoft front page, which I used for designing these HTML sites. Then I used to pick up some scripts, copy paste some JavaScripts and things, and made some games on my site, had a guest book and things like that. So those were those days. So that's how I started. I was really fascinated about technology. And then eventually, when I was in my third year in college, um, um, my father had a shop in one of the malls, large malls in Chennai. So one day he came home and he said, I have a customer who's asking me to about developing a software for him. Can you do it? And I was like, no, I can't. I don't know how to develop a software. Then he said, then what's the difference between you being in 12th standard versus being in your almost going to your final year in college? What have you done for 4 years?
That's like
And
that's like a thought-provoking time for Godwin. Okay, this is the change. What's gonna make?
I think that's a very good indicator of a good father, like he's pinning you constantly about something.
Yeah, my father has been a great motivation. He has really encouraged me, challenged me a lot of times. His challenges has taken me steps ahead. I mean, but the times when he challenges, it's very hard. So this
Yeah.
was such a time. So, and then he told me, see, you won't believe it, I had no experience talking to clients or doing anything. So when he told me this, he also gave me another challenge. He said, I have this customer. If you have the ability in you, if you're capable, I mean, I think the word he used was, if you are capable enough, go and finish that claim, get the order, and get the software done for him. And I was like, man, my father has told me like this. What do I do? I've got to prove it to him. And I took my friend, I went and met him. He was a doctor at that time, he was studying in college. And I spoke so much to him. I told him I can do this, I can do that, because I just wanted to get the deal. That was my first order. I had to sell the service. So I told him, yeah, doctor, we can do this. And see, I believe it or not, I had absolutely no clue about programming, but I talked so much. I talked to him about building networked software. I talked to him about integrating with camera, taking the picture of the patient. In those days, it was a big deal. And I also talked to him about, not using a database and storing everything in the form of files. So I spoke too many things, guys, too much more than I should have spoken at that time. In fact, we even discussed about using a stylus in marking about the patient's information on the software. So all of these things I told him, and he was very convinced. And
This is
I
when?
actually, pardon?
This is when? Like what year you're talking about
This
around?
was in 2004.
Oh, it's very, I think even the internet boom, like 2008. So yeah,
Right.
this is
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
one.
He got the
2000.
breakthrough at the right moment.
Yeah. I would
I
say, I
was
think,
still studying in college. I just came home I was studying in another town. I
mhm.
came home just for vacation. That is when this happened. I was just moving from my third year to my final year engineering. So that is when this happened. And I spoke to that doctor. I got the order. And
Wow.
then the thought in my mind was that, hey, okay, there are hundreds of training institutes out there. Let's go to some of these training institutes and let's ask them and let's get it done. So this is the first time I've taken money from a client in my hands, because I've never taken money like this before. So I took this. I went I started, I started roaming around looking at different training institutions, asking them, and um, yeah, finally, I just ended up becoming very tired, because
Mhm.
most of these people, they said, we can give you training on the course, but we cannot help you in doing the project.
Yeah.
We can give you training, but we cannot help you do the project. Then I asked them, see, what is the point? If you teach me, but I can't do the work, then what is the point? I was so
Exactly.
lost, confused. I didn't understand. So I had to deliver this project in about 2 months to this customer. Went everywhere. In some cases, even paid some money to some training institutes. Our teacher came the first day, second day, third day. The teacher even wasn't there. She left the job. So I got so tired, and one fine day, I just came, sat in front of my computer with the Visual Studio IDE.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was the time when .NET had just come around 2002,
Mhm.
2003. So this was like, I think, Visual Studio 2003, I guess. So, and I don't know programming, and I have this interface in front of me. I don't know to write even a single line of code. And I didn't know what to do. And then I started Googling, searching on those forums, and I was desperate. I started posting questions on those forums, please help me. And then I kept searching my contacts on my phone. Until then, I was not so desperate. I was looking at, is there anybody I know who works in an IT company, somebody who can help me? I was searching for contacts there. Then I started calling people. Hey, do you know anybody who works in an IT company? Anybody who works in an IT company? I need some help. I was asking, and to my surprise, there was none who I could find, at least in my contact list. Then so I finally ended up only Googling, and then in those days there was a site called developerfusion.co.uk that used to be a forum site. So I posted some questions there. Then there was a site called vbforums.com and posted there, Google. And then I met a guy from Australia. And at that time, that guy was only 17 years old.
Wow.
And he was so smart. He was a great programmer. So I needed help with this code. I posted there and communicated with him. And he was trying to help me. And that was a little bit of help. And then the rest of the stuff, I had to learn just reading, trying, copy pasting, and just on my own. I was like a fish left out of water, struggling to breathe.
That's
So,
where the
uh,
innovation happened.
Yeah, a real hustler, I would say.
Uh-huh.
Not the one
yeah.
these days people say, yeah, I'm hustling.
Actual innovation Godwin did.
That is very
So,
perfect.
I believe it's totally God who helped me. I don't know how it happened, because see, even if you're desperate, the right things have to happen to you. Somebody has to help you. Somebody has to.
Yeah.
I didn't have anybody to help me, but online, I got the chance to meet someone, and he didn't help me fully. He just gave me some hints here and there, and he was pretty skillful at that time. So then I also joined with my friend who was studying with me. He also joined me on the project. He helped me a bit. And then we got this thing done. Within the time I had to deliver, I delivered this project as promised. Didn't use a database. It used only text files to store and retrieve the data. It had a web. It was able to integrate with the camera, take the patient's picture, and then the doctor was able to draw on top of the picture and make markings and all of these things. I was able to do it using VB.NET, and this was my first project.
Wow.
So this is where this push has been given by your father, right? And then you started this thing. What next?
But I
Probably I
think
wanted to add something.
I
Yeah.
just wanted
Yes.
to highlight this part that because I think he was mentioning, what I just mentioned, hustling part. Because a lot of our viewers is majorly from entrepreneurship part or the marketing side. I think this is a very good and skills to have or ability to have, that you're hustling, continuously hustling, irrespective. Because now if I'm imagining it 2004, it was completely different to what we have. The amount of information access, you get YouTube videos these days for almost everything. So wonderful. Like total hats off to that. So
It's
yep.
those days we didn't have YouTube, as I remembered. I
Yeah.
only got access to YouTube after 2006, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, even internet was not available that time. I think it is very hard to have an internet that time even. So perfect, wonderful. So now, I will slightly move ahead to the next part of it, which is basically, how did you shifted from now this taking this kind of project to building this company now? Like, is it something that these particular idea helped you to build, or is there any other motivation? And can you also tell us, like, you had degree in what, software engineering, I'm guessing, or something else?
Yeah. Yeah, I was completely into software. Since my 12th standard, I took the computer science group, and all the way till my master's, it was all on
So you
computer
know
science.
programming right now is what I'm assuming now.
Yeah, now of course I know programming. I fiddle with it here and there even now.
Perfect. Because that is one skill that I particularly feel, yeah, shit, I would have learned that one. I'm still learning on it, but yeah. So
It's never too late to learn.
yeah,
Today it's
absolutely.
very much easier, and by having the skill of programming, whether you're doing business or whatever you do, if you can program, I think it's like a superpower.
Yeah,
Maybe daytime you can work, nighttime you can come and do a little bit of programming to automate something, do something. So that'll give you like a superpower to run your business.
absolutely.
But after this, Godwin, I would like to know how you have gained the confidence, like which project actually given you the confidence ki, okay, now I will be able to go ahead and I will be able to have my own company and this is how I will be working upon. So is there any specific project which you would like to mention?
I think it was the first project. That is when I started getting confidence. And then I did my final year project also in .NET. It was a remote desktop, it was a remote desktop
Like it in
controlling
you.
project. Yeah, similar to that, but maybe a primitive version of that. Then after that, that just got me hooked onto it. I just liked it. I liked it because first time you saw that you can do it, right? Hey, really? I'm able to code. That's
Yeah.
cool. I started realizing that. Then I got into it. I started learning, and it just took me challenge after challenge after that. Then eventually, after my college itself, I had a small team. I didn't work much outside. I mostly did my internship, and then I had a small team. In 2006, I had a very small team, 2, 3 people I had. Then I went to do my masters in Australia. Even while I was doing my masters, I had my team in India, and we were making my first product was for bulk SMS. That also was motivated by my father. He only gave me the question again: Can you make a software for bulk SMS?
And this
So,
was a part of Esprosign only, or something different?
pardon, part of
Like
no. This was.
by this time you have already started this company?
No, Altruism didn't even exist at that time. This was part of CD Tech and the business my father was doing. I was just having like running the IT department in his company. His company was not at all related to IT at that time. So I was starting new, and this was like a small branch department there. So I was doing my own thing, whatever customers I was getting, I was doing. Then I made this bulk SMS software, and then he eventually started marketing this product. So that's how I eventually got into that, and then level by level, step by step, it started moving forward after that. Claims started coming. I started learning. The team started expanding. I started getting more claims. Um, and it shifted. So things changed after that. And then 2000, I finished my master's in 2008, and 2009 is when I came back and focused fully on my team, continued that, and around 2011 is when we shifted to streaming, video streaming. There's a story behind the bulk SMS also, why we did not go ahead with it. I initially had mobile farms in my office, in the same office
Oh,
that I'm here right now. Yeah, I had in around 2009, what happened? I built a mobile farm. So I had like 50 computers, and in each computer, we had about 60 mobile phones connected for sending bulk SMS. All these mobile phones were connected using USB. So this was the whole thing. And we provided customer services to send unlimited bulk SMS for just 7,000 rupees per month.
wow. Is
Okay.
it possible now? I would be
No,
there subscribing.
no,
I will
no.
purchase this product for sure.
Yeah. And see what the strategic advantage we had at that time in 2009 was that bulk SMS was these plans, these free SMS plans was not provided anywhere in North India. But in Tamil Nadu alone, Aircel was still continuing to provide free SMS. You can send
Hmm.
unlimited SMS using Aircel, not
Yeah.
Airtel, Aircel. And it was like great. And I put up Google ads at that time. Everybody, we used to get calls like every 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It was so hot, we used to keep getting calls, people sending bulk data for their marketing, and we used to keep sending it. In fact, my servers, I had like a couple of servers here in a hall in my office. That was not enough, and then we had people who had to take those Excel sheets and send them manually in another place, connecting phones to the computer. So, like this, we did. I gave them
Madness.
reports. This was one time, a couple of months, our company went to the peak. But then after that, I don't know, maybe Ascel realized they probably heard about a company or whatever. But then this free SMS plan stopped. And not only that, Try brought in new rules that you cannot send bulk SMS. Until then, there were no such rules. Rules didn't exist in those days. Only after that, they brought new laws saying that you cannot send more than this, unsolicited messages. You cannot send bulk messages like this. And then once laws came into place, we all started thinking, hey, it doesn't make sense to continue in this. If the law of the land is
There's a lot
not
of
for our business, pardon?
no, there is a lot of limit in this, right? Like I had been using one of the software, so I had been facing this problem. Now, so there is so many limitation. What you are mentioning, that is like a, a lot different.
Yeah. Yeah. So once this came in, then we had to shift. We were still doing bulk business. We were providing those services, but not the way we were doing it before. Maybe using some, technologies changed. We started using SMPP panels and things like that, and we were doing it. Then after that is when we moved into video streaming. Then that is when we started making our own hardware for streaming. The initial hardware was like a capture device that you can connect to your system through USB and you can stream like. So that was the first hardware around 2011, 2010. That was a transition phase of that 2 years. And then we got into that. That's how I entered into live streaming. Then
And this is
eventually
the
around
one you are doing right now as well, right?
Yeah, this is more an evolved version of that. In 2016, we started building a live streaming server. That is when we launched the live streaming server called
Mhm.
Livebox, through which initially we were only making hardware, then we started making servers. So in this server, this is a complete platform for storing your live video, distributing your live video, transcoding, encoding, anything related to video
Speaking.
distribution.
Oh, okay.
We do it for professionals. So for cable TV operators, for studios, for anybody who wants to distribute high quality content online, a live box takes care of everything. So it does everything: real time video communication, even things related to video conferencing. It even has its own app builder. If you need a video app, for example, a conferencing app or an OTT app, you can just type in your name or you can put in your logo, you can custom brand it and generate it. So it has a lot of features like that. So
Full-fledged
many
service,
features.
I'm assuming.
Pardon?
Yeah, I'm saying a full-fledged service in terms of all kind
Yes.
of
Yeah.
customization and everything.
Yes. All of those things. Instead of it being a platform, this is a box.
Oh, yeah.
The platform in a box. You can take
Uh-huh.
this box, you can take it as a hardware, or you can install that thing on your own box. So that is what we do. So once we did that box, then we started making technologies to scale this box. How will you manage if customers started asking us, we have 10,000 viewers, 10 lakh viewers. How do we handle it? So
Yeah.
then I developed load balancers and all of those things to handle this. The traditional way is to use AWS and third-party cloud services.
Yeah.
But at that time, I ended up making all these things. So that's how
I feel
life
you're
works.
always ahead of time. I don't know how, but I somewhere feel that, in terms of technology, you're somewhere always to some margin, you're always ahead of time. Uh, like you are just achieving, a golden period of everything. Because right now, if you look, you have a product, and video streaming is at its peak right now. Like there is no, everyone is becoming this video streamer, producer, content creator. So kudos to your perfect timing.
Thanks. Yeah,
So
but
how did you? Yeah,
yeah.
sorry. No, go on, go on.
Yeah, after video streaming, we have now an added product to that list that is for internet bonding. So I was
Mhm.
about to say that, but did you have something to ask me? So I'll let you ask your
No, 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 no.
question.
So I thought that I just thought that in terms of the roadmap, you are into until this, but yeah, I think I slipped. It got slipped out of my mind that there is another product that you like working on. So yeah, please tell us about it.
So so what happened eventually? These customers who were using Livebox gave us feedback that they wanted to stream even in places where the internet connection speed was low.
Hmm.
So for that, there were already products in the market for internet bonding, and there were many products there. But then again, as usual, the challenge. My father always sets me up with the challenge. Can you do this? So then I got into it. We made this product for bonding internet. What it'll do is it'll combine multiple internet connections, and it will generate an additional connection which will use these other connections. So if you, for example, have four 4G or 3G connections, it'll take all these connections, make them together, and give you another additional connection. So I made that bonding software and hardware. I have since my father is more into electronics and hardware, I joined with him and we engineered this product. It's like a portable product with battery inbuilt in it, as 8 hours battery. You can insert your SIM cards, or there are also versions where you can connect your broadband, your fiber broadband. It'll combine those connections. So we made this product, and this is also now being used by a lot of customers for streaming. Bonding mainly helps for streaming.
Yeah.
So when you're streaming live, even if one internet goes down, the other internet connections won't get affected. So that is the
Yeah.
benefit of bonding. So once I started making that, we started integrating other features like load balancing, failover, which are also very needed for any network, for any enterprise network as well. We integrated those. Then after that, we even integrated features that are not traditionally integrated into routers, because this is basically like an advanced enterprise router, like the router you use at home, but more towards B2B. So we integrated a remote desktop gateway feature. For example, if the pandemic strikes today and all your staff have to go home, they cannot come to the office, they have to work from home. Instantly, you can give them login credentials and they can access their systems in the office and use the keyboard and mouse from their house.
Yeah.
And they can just access it using the browser. They cannot copy their files. They can only view the monitor and work just as they work in the office.
Right.
So that's another feature in this product. Plus, it also enables connecting multiple offices together. So if you have multiple branch offices, it'll bring them all together into one room. Plus, there's another very unique feature in this product. We provide static IP addresses for moving vehicles.
Sorry,
If
can
you,
you come up again? What?
we
This sounds
provide
interesting.
static IP addresses. So today, if you want to get a static IP address, first of all, you have to generally have a business internet connection. In some cases, they also provide for residential
Oh,
connections.
okay. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, but they only provide it for broadband connections.
Yeah.
So what we are doing is using my hardware and my server. Bonding uses a server. So already I have a bonding server. So I started building features on it. Using this, we provide static IP address for moving vehicles. So if you have an ambulance, you can get static IP addresses for the ambulance, which means you can set up a mini mobile data center inside the ambulance. So the ambulance is moving, you can have a server rack with servers there. For example, I'm telling you, you can even host a website there and have people accessing that website.
Wow.
So yeah, so if you look at where is this useful,
It,
this is useful in case you need immediate access to patient data and you cannot depend on the internet for accessing it all the time. You need a catch so that your data that is needed for emergency is right there when you need it.
yeah.
So your data will be there. Your control room or hospital can access that data on demand. So the first priority is given for the patient, for the doctor to access the patient data within the ambulance.
This
And then it
has
synchronizes.
given me a lot of insights. I believe I understood today about the internet bonding and many other terms. And I am able to understand now that how these products are correlated with each other. I have seen that you have started with one product and then how you have brought the other product because of the feedback or maybe as an extra feature. So sounds really good. Like after this, what? Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if I got too deviated into it, but
Oh,
yeah.
like
You're all
that's
good.
how like your explanation was very clear that I was able to understand without knowing about it anything. So that was so clear to me.
We are all good, I think. So I think now slightly jumping next step here, how you got to introduce to AI, because I think that is going to be the center of all the discussion. And I think what kind of product you have. And now I have no doubt that you are not like in AI, you must have been not far from AI when it was launched, or So now this, your background gives a very clear idea that you are always a early mover, a great adopter, and a great implementator. So please tell us about how you got introduced to AI, and then maybe few initial applications for you or as in a business.
Yeah, I was see, even though I was into technology, I was so busy with my live streaming and all these products that I didn't get too much into AI when AI came out. AI has been here for 5 6 years,
Yeah.
but the moment it got famous, it happened when AI got a face, that is Chat GPT interface came in, and everybody could start talking to AI. Until then, AI, people talked AI, but nobody had access to AI, uh, just naturally. So that is when I also got into it. When ChatGPT came, I got access to it in January. January was when I actually tried it. I think it came in November, December. And I started fiddling with it, and I was so fascinated. Uh,
When we
I,
got connected, I do remember Godwin used to like explore ChatGPT 3.5 like anything, right? If I am not wrong, April 2023, I was hearing all about ChatGPT from Godwin, and he used to post a big post on LinkedIn regarding this ChatGPT only. Okay, this is what, this is what. So I have got so many insights from Godwin post about this AI. So that's how I started getting fascinated. Okay, AI is something what you should know, and that's how I started using it. So that's really true. Like how Godwin was exploring was pleasure to see.
Yeah. I'm happy that I think it's been beneficial to all of us in some way. I think it's helping all of us in our daily lives, right?
Yeah.
Even ChatGPT, from writing an email to anything. So when it came at that time, I was so fascinated. I got so hooked into it because I couldn't believe. See, until now, I've seen programming. I've seen, in pro you can do an if this happens, hey computer, you have to do this. This is the way we've always been thinking of it. But once I saw this practically working on ChatGPT, I was so fascinated. Thought, oh my God, they've actually made a real brain. What have they done? They made the computer have a real brain. And then I started really reading, studying about it. And, I discovered that this is literally a copy of the brain.
Yeah.
It,
I
it's
would like to
slightly
know,
different.
is it really necessary that prompt engineering should be known from the person if he wants to use ChatGPT in a proper way?
See, in my personal experience, right? I've seen all the prompts out there, but I just don't think of it as prompt engineering somehow. I just think that to get what you want, how to ask. So you have to ask the right question to get the right answer. But that I think that's all there. So when I want to get something, maybe I have to be more specific. Maybe I have to add more words. Okay, maybe you ask ChatGPT, for example, hey, I want to go on a tour. Help me with the itinerary. No, it's going to just give you general information about a tour and an itinerary. But the more specific you are, I'm going to this place and tell me about the weather. So as much information as possible, you need to add it to your question. That's all is a prompt. So when we ask ChatGPT, we've got to just put more information, be very specific, think about it. What else do I need? What else? If I tell it more of these words, then it'll give me the right response. If we think like that and ask it, it gives me. So I've seen people selling prompts, 1,000 prompts, 5,000 prompts, and I thought, hey, what is there in these prompts? This is what I'm doing. And I personally, in my experience, I found it working very well when I personally design what I want, how I want. Maybe sometimes you can even understand psychology and add some keywords there to it. But I found it working. But with prompts outside it, I take it as inspiration. Hey, those guys have really asked some nice questions. That's nice. Uh, that's nice. Then we can. So sometimes you can mix their prompts and make your own prompts. So that
But
works.
I think
But
there is
definitely,
one part I just wanted to add in the prompt segment, that a lot of people don't know that ChatGPT has a limit to the prompt as well. So even if you keep writing a lot of it, it might not, read everything, and then your output might not be good. So you also have to be very specific about it. like when I say specific, I don't mean by entering all the data, but how much to enter, and you should be also knowing that piece. I think a lot of people do mistake there, that they just pull in all the data and dump it, and then they say, oh, results are not coming.
Yeah,
I guess
that's
still
the
people are not trained how exactly you have to ask ChatGPT the question. Like generally, it's getting very lame that this is the question I want to know, but there is no as such. Like I learned some time back that if you ask the ChatGPT like a prompt that you are basically that person as a AI, let's say you are the content creator as AI, and then writing that this is the context what I am looking for, then ChatGPT can give a better answer. So that kind of prompt, I believe, while using AI, you have to use it in a right way. Otherwise, it is just a normal prompt which everybody might be getting, and you will be just repeating the same answer again and again. So you can correct me more, like from your expertise, whether I am right on it or not.
No, absolutely. I mean, you guys are you're straight away hitting the point. That's absolutely right. If you put large amount of information, maybe paragraphs of text, that becomes too much. It broadens the subject. So it needs to be, like Vaibhav said, it needs to be specific, to the point, keywords, what is exactly needed, but also not missing information, not adding too much or not missing information. It has to have that balance. And likewise, Prachi, like you said, you are so right. Sometimes it's really nice to give ChatGPT that is being specific. You're telling, hey, ChatGPT, you are this character, okay, right now, and then you're going to talk like this, and then it becomes that character. So we're becoming more specific there. So
Right.
I mean, those are great things. And with regards to AI, I'm doing a lot more now, in addition to chat GPT, using chat GPT. I, of course, use chat GPT for my work. Not only chat GPT, I've had the opportunity to try many of the other
Yeah.
alternatives as well, like Claude, and Grok AI from
There is
Twitter,
Bard. Yeah.
yeah, from X. So they all have their own advantages, disadvantages, and also local LLMs. So lots of development happening there, and it's been very, very, very fascinating. So I've also fiddled with a lot of local LLMs. So now, local LLMs means you don't need to use them online. You can have it set up on your computer itself and use it. So those kind of things. And in addition to that, now that I'm a little into AI now, we are now, instead of being just a content delivering medium or storage medium, we are now integrating the ability to generate video inside Livebox.
You see, he is coming with something again now.
Is it something like OpenAI? OpenAI has brought in a feature, right? Like from text to video, you can generate. Is it something similar to that?
Yes, a little similar to that, but not. It's a little similar, but not the same. So OpenAI enables you to generate videos that you can imagine. So
Right.
what we do is what I'm focusing on is not to generate new visuals that don't exist, but rather documentaries based on existing visuals.
Oh,
So, for example, you want some training to be done based on history. You want to teach someone about history to a child. Okay. So what this will do is, this will automatically, once you give it the prompt, it will generate the content based on existing videos, and it'll add voiceover, add music, and it'll give you that content. So that the content is nice to watch, interesting, and it'll deliver it to you. In addition to that, though content is like this, it's very hard to get people's concentration. So one thing what we're working on, the content, is that it shouldn't sound like a computer. It needs to sound as human as possible, so that people can't find out if this is a human or a computer.
correct.
Okay.
I think
And
that is the most, people are still trying to figure out these part when it comes to AI. I think the human touch.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
And I believe I had been working in some of the educational video where I had been using certain software so that we can generate some AI videos. There is still a robotic touch, which we
Yes.
get in most of the software. Like
Yes.
that robotic touch, if you are able to remove from that and you are able to actually bring the human voice over, so it can actually make sense because
Yes.
nobody wants to hear that robotic videos. There are so many reels which are going these days like which are AI generated. Who really cares to see that? I don't think so. Those are generally skipped. So that particular variation still need to be brought in the market. I believe that is something which is still missing.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm working on. Maybe I can give you guys a try as soon as we have the
I
first
am
release.
ready.
You
Please.
have my email ID, right?
Yeah.
I will share every details with you. Please tell me when I can get the access.
But I think this has very big market because when I don't know exactly when I read this, but there is a lot of channels on YouTube, which is big channel specifically for the children's, for
Mm.
this kind of animated videos or these video for storytelling videos. And by looking at this, even if I just open a channel and I just start, creating such kind of videos, I know that this is gonna be big. Like, if it's generating good content, definitely it's gonna be big.
So
It's a
that's
way
that.
forward. I believe every company is looking these days, right?
Yeah.
For this kind of
Yeah.
like
Because
they don't want
animated
to
video cost a lot. Like they goes into lakhs, 3 lakh, 4 lakh for a minute of video.
correct.
And if you are able to bring something like this out, like nothing like that.
Yes. So
First
that's
be
the
released
first.
and then you can launch in the market.
So that's the first thing that we're bringing. In addition to that, there's
Oh,
another small aspect that I'm adding to this product. Is that now AI can sing? It can make music and sing. Okay,
wow.
so we're also adding songs to it. So you can have video plus you can have songs so you can remember it. So you just learned about history and then you can listen to a song of any genre, pop, rock, whatever you want, or classical on that topic. It'll write the script and it'll sing for you so you can remember those terms. So
Really gonna impact singers. Like I am getting that questions once again. 1 year back, we used to question each other, right? That ChatGPT is gonna take everybody's job. So you are coming up with those kind of ideas, which is giving me intuition. Okay, ChatGPT can take this work also.
I think Chat GPT, is not going to take away jobs, but it's going to it's going to replace jobs, one job with another job. So it only needs us to use AI and upskill. So if
Yeah.
you are into songwriting, composing songs, recording in a studio and doing it, your skills still matter because
Yeah.
without knowing how to do it, you can't be a professional. But now you can do the same work. What used to take 10 hours will now take just 1 hour or maybe
Yeah.
few minutes. That means your vision has to just expand bigger. Maybe
Yeah.
before you thought, okay, I'll go this month, I'll record the song. Now you'll have to start thinking, this month I'll have to release 100 albums and make 20 YouTube channels. So you just have to think bigger. And ChatGPT enables you to do that. See, basically what AI enables to us to do is that it enables us to accomplish more in less time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I've said many times previously, see, when we first invented a cycle, okay, we invented wheels or a cart or cycle. The first goal was, hey, instead of walking and going from one place to another, I can now go on wheels, I can ride the cycle.
Yeah.
Then they brought in engines. Hey, now I can travel faster from this place to another place. So this was the AI of that generation. That time, if they buy a car and if they can go from here to there so fast, that's like AI. They got wheels, they got engines, and then they got flights. Same way, today, if today this AI is like wheels for our brains. You
Right.
used to walk and think. Now you can start your engines and think. Put on the AI and start thinking. You can accomplish more in less time. I think that's what is AI.
Also, I
That's
think these, like, if you look, I think AI will never be, I don't know, like, I'm just assuming it might not be on that point. Like, for example, there are singers, right? Singers have years of training, they have years of experience, they understand what audience need. So I
Yes.
think even if you pull up all the data together, I think, like, I'm not sure if, that will be something that AI would be able to understand what people would like, something, or if they do, but not to that extent. So it's always gonna be a tool to help you amplify and test out different combination, just you said, within lesser time, and roll out what is the best, like, for the people. So yeah,
We have
definitely.
already seen the proof around the same. Like from last 1 year, we have been thinking, ki, okay, it can take the job, but people who have upskilled them, they
yeah,
are still
yes,
able to pursue their career and everything. Even the content writer, the major fear was for them only, but still
yeah,
everything is going well. So I guess, yeah, you are very right, Vaibhav Godwin, that upskilling can help here.
yeah.
Now, yeah.
It just takes a change in perspective. Instead of thinking that, oh no, this is going to affect my job, so that is like getting threatened. You don't need to get
Hmm.
threatened. You're going to be a friend. Take it as your friend, use it, and enjoy life. I mean, you were doing much work before. Now it's time
Yeah.
to relax and achieve more in less time. That's it. I think that's all it takes,
Absolutely,
right?
yeah. You just don't need to be worried about if technology is, like, going to kill me, if you are keeping or coping with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It is always going to benefit you only. Now, coming back to your business side, and because I think we all connected together because of our growth marketing, or more of a marketing side of stuff. So I
Yes.
already know, and you mentioned that you are building something in the AI related product, but I'm not touching that part right now. But what I mean to say is that, are you using AI in any sort of marketing activities for you, or is there any implementation for you as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, to use AI for such activities?
Yes, absolutely. AI I think AI is going to be part of every field, every level in your business, your marketing, your accounts, your administration, everywhere has a role to play. So once
People can feel your passion now.
So, so as I was fiddling with this AI, there was one area where I really needed it, and that was for sales. Okay.
Hmm.
So we have sales people in our office, and they need to, every time they get a customer, they have to come and see their sales manager, or they'll have to see the CEO or whoever, and ask them, hey, I have a customer like this, or maybe an enterprise client. How should I talk to him? What should I tell him? What kind of deal can I speak with him? See, they need somebody to discuss with on how to approach that customer. And
Mm-hmm.
generally, all sales teams, they need somebody to give them a
Guidance.
guidance or something when you have a big client. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now for this, what I did, I made a concept of a virtual employee, AI employee. So what I thought, we have physical employees. Now they are in the physical world. What if these physical employees have AI employees who will partner with them and help them? Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
I made virtual employees for sales, for SEO, for different things. So for sales, what this will do is, once, so I took advantage of the time when uh, OpenAI released something called GPT Assistants. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah.
They released something called GPT Assistants. You can use AI trained with your own documents.
Yeah.
So I made use of that, made virtual employees who knew my documents. Well, I gave some custom training also to it. Okay, made it learn all those documents. And when these people come and ask a question, it will create a full business plan, give them a proposal. This is how you have to talk to the client. This is a document you have to send them through email, and everything it'll give them. They'll have to just take those new ideas, speak to those people, and finish those
Where
orders.
you 3 years back? 3 years back, I was in sales, like sales profile, sales and marketing profile. And believe me, I am telling you ki that time I really used to feel that there should be some virtual assistants, or maybe like somebody who should help the salesperson to understand each customers, because I believe every customer is different, and when you pursue any customer, when you talk to the customer, the conversation should really like dive into the different spaces as per their needs, right? And that's where most of the salesperson face the problem, that they are not able to explain to the customer that they what they want, right? And with your virtual assistants, what you are mentioning right now, I am damn sure like that is really helping your team. And I would like to have a glimpse of it for sure, like 3 years back. Now I am into project management, but previously when I was into sales and marketing, this is something which is very fascinating for me to hear. Okay, okay, this is something which came now.
And I think I'm gonna put up like a kind of notification below: no jobs were harmed during this process. Because I think you mentioned virtual employees, a lot of people might, oh, someone just might have lost their job. But I think it helped you as an entrepreneur, right? That it took
Yeah.
the work down to explaining people or even
Yeah, it
leadership.
only helps my real employees. They are like assistants. They are only assistants. They are not replacing employees.
I don't think so they can replace, because sales work is something which cannot be replaced by AI for sure. The kind of
You can
interaction
leverage it,
what
yeah.
human can do, that interaction can AI cannot do for sure. But yeah, this kind of help was really required for the salesperson, because most of the salesperson, because of the target or let's say whatever, they are under pressure like anything. So this kind of assistance will really help them out to understand, make them calm ki, okay, there is something which can help you out to understand the customer. So that's really nice
And I
step.
think a lot of people are now using AI with the sales, I think in terms of outreach, engagement, and a lot of things. Like
Correct.
one of my clients, and we are working on something like this. I can't share more details, but what I mean to say is that, people are collecting data from various data points. They are blending and using APIs from ChatGPT, different LLM models, and they are going very super personalized on a scale. And, people are I should not say falling for it, but it is working basically. People are feeling that they are getting very personalized email and they're responding back. I think it is taking a lot of work out of the hands of the people who are executing it manually, because it is way more, difficult to execute hundred and thousands of emails and everything. Like, I think Godwin might have better idea on that, but yeah, it's leveraging it rather than replacing it, I guess.
Yes, yes. There is also a tool called Open Interpreter. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No,
It
I
can
never heard.
operate your system for you. It's
Okay.
already out there.
Mhm.
I think it's also available as a Chrome
What it
extension.
do? What it does?
It you can give it instructions and it'll operate your system for you. If you say, hey, go to Google and search
Oh,
for
okay.
this and find the restaurants
Mhm.
which are close to me, or find dishes that cost within a certain rate, you can tell it some instructions and it'll do that work for you on the computer.
Wow.
So uh, so that's already there.
Yeah. I think a lot of entrepreneurs require it on a very early stage, I believe, because there is no much capital to have a lot of employees with you. And tools like this really helps you to have, this virtual staff helping you, powering you with a lot of different things. So kudos to you. Are you thinking of rolling that employee feature in terms of any product or something moving ahead, or is it like just for your own use?
Right now, it's only for my own use. But if somebody needs any kind of advice or
Hmm.
would like to give me, send me hi, I'm open to it, to listening, to speaking and meeting with people. I'm always open to exploring opportunities, because you never know who you meet and you never know what's going to happen. So
Absolutely.
I'm totally fine if somebody has a business and they want to learn something about AI or share their ideas. I'm totally fine with that, to catch up with
This
for a
is
cup of
going to be
coffee.
very big in the customer support, is what I'm feeling. And a lot of brands might do require this, that a good mentorship guidance in terms of customer support, that, how should it be handled? What should be the next step? So yeah, definitely a lot of people might be interested in that. So slightly jumping faster now onto the next step, or the next, I would say, area I wanted to discuss, or we wanted to discuss with you, and that is just like Prachi already started it to some kind. But what are the myths you think that AI is into? Like I think one of the myths we already addressed, that it's gonna take the jobs. But do you know any other myths that misconceptions that people might have in their mind, and then, oh, okay, so I don't know maybe about it very well as of now, but they're very confused basically about it, and there is no clear answer to that. Any of miss ideas so far that people should get clarity on?
Oh, you're asking me? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we are in a learning mode in front of you right now, so
Okay, okay, okay.
it's all yours.
Okay, okay. Sure. See, I think AI, it's a tool and it can be used for both positive or negative ways. Just like you have any tool, you have a knife, you can use it
Hmm.
at home for cutting vegetables, or you can also use it for evil purposes. So,
Yeah.
same way AI is a tool, it can be used for doing something good, or it can be used for doing something bad. So, if you think about the security vulnerabilities that are coming up because of AI, it's huge. Now, this is so powerful. So, as powerful as it is for doing good, it's equally powerful for doing bad as well. So,
Mhm.
we can use it for productivity, for doing good things. Hackers can use it for hacking.
Yeah.
They use it for finding out so many different ways to do things. Previously, we had phishing attacks. Now, I cannot imagine what's going to
Okay.
happen. So those are like really scary if you think about it.
Yeah.
The all the negative ways it can be used. But having said that, in this world, this is my perspective: is that in this world we always have good and we always have bad.
Yeah.
There are always people out there who are bad. There are always robbers, thieves, everybody in this world. We You can never call any place on earth like 100% safe. There's natural calamities, there are all kinds of things happening. So if we think about the threat, it might just, it's good to consider it, okay, and take precautions, but not be overly focused on the threat
Mm-hmm.
itself. Because if you're too focused on the threat, you cannot be productive, you cannot use AI for good. You'll be more focused on how AI is going to harm me. What if somebody does this? What if it takes away my job? So I think we can accomplish more when we join together and we use AI for the good of humanity. And we will use it that way, practice that way, and we'll also preach the same to others, so everybody can join our community of using AI for good.
So many thumbs up emojis for your thought, because I really like the thought of how it can impact in a wrong way and in a good way. And actually, I personally feel that sometimes using AI so much actually hinders your innovation.
Yeah.
Somehow it's taking your innovation. I think so. Before AI era, I guess 2022, before 22, we were not using AI so much. After ChatGPT came into the market and everything, then so much of AI usage started. So before that, the kind of innovation people used to come up with, it was unique and it was theirs, and it cannot be copied. So that's how, like, I feel somehow the entrance of AI is there. And I'm sure, like, from the business perspective, you can also say the same, because some of the ideas are just randomly moving here to there, just thinking somebody will write some prompt on chat GPT and they will come up with this answer, a random answer, which maybe that is not their idea. They are just coming up through the copy pasting. So yeah, very true.
Is it,
Really.
is it like a bubble? You would say that, like I think what Prachi is referring to is that this is kind of bubble, and you have to have that balance, that when you have to enter into this bubble for your business purposes, for your growth purposes, and then when you have to, keep yourself aside of this technology so that you can work on your innovation side, and any kind of natural activities that you do, that maybe, I don't know, like maybe evolve your brain to think differently. So I was just watching this movie. It was way back that this is about the great mathematician Ramanujan. And one of the way I think he learned maths is all about just thinking about it. And I think he used to visit some temple or something, and then he used to like get all the knowledge. I think it's more about his own thoughts, that because he left himself with his own thoughts and was not completely engaged with something else. And which is, I feel, the problem might be with the today's generation, that they're engaged with the mobile, they're engaged with anything. Like it can be the AI. So it's not solely issue with the AI, but it's all with the technology and gadgets. But there should be a balance between, you exploring your own thoughts plus using technology for your own benefits as well. Yep. So
Yeah, I think that just as I said before, right? This is a tool, and just like you can use your car and you can travel every day, and you can forget about walking and running and taking care of your health or doing exercise, because everything is comfortable. You can turn on the AC, you can sit on the couch, you can go on the car, so you never need to exert yourself. But when you get so accustomed to that, that's bad for your health. So these are all tools, but we've got to also take care of ourselves. So we've got to take some time to, I think they say certain practices like journaling is good, I've heard. So you write down your thoughts. Just because ChatGPT is there to write for you, it's okay. You can take some time to write your own thoughts. What I think, how was my day? What am I planning to do tomorrow? That's when we exercise our mind and we start thinking. I think that's important. And ChatGPT is only to be used as a tool, not as a replacement for thinking. It can assist us as a tool, but not as a replacement. And I think habituating ourselves in a healthy manner is good, not only in the AI realm, in all areas, whether it is using the mobile phone, like you mentioned, or traveling, whatever we do, healthy lifestyle is always good, from the mind to the body.
absolutely.
Some quick questions for Godwin now. I 2 3 questions I would like to know, and Vaibhav can also add his question. So, Godwin, can you know, like in your journey, what is one of the most challenging time you have faced with any of your project? This is the most challenging time, and you got stuck. Okay, I am not able to find what is next. So, what is that particular moment?
I don't remember like one challenging time. I face challenging times all the time, I think.
You keep on exploring with new products.
Your question is wrong actually. You should ask that when you find a peaceful time actually. I think that would have been right.
Yeah, so better Vaibhav has tweaked the question and you can answer that one.
Yeah, I think that's that's probably suits me as well. And I think it's a balance. Like you said, I'm still learning and I'm still also struggling with this myself, finding the balance between work and taking time for yourself. And I think our life has to be a rhythm where you just go work and then you take rest. You work and you take rest. But if you either go all the way working and you don't take rest, I think it's not good for you. Or if you all the way go and take rest and don't work, it's not good. So, but that's how we are. Our human bodies are programmed to work like a clock. You take rest, you work. You take rest, you work. So you take a week end off. You go outside, you move with people, then come to the computer. But a lot of times I struggle with that. I get stuck to the computer, or I get stuck with doing one work, and then it takes me time, to think, oh my God, wake up, come on, wake up, come back, look at the outside world, go and see a few people, and then come
With
back.
this, with this, I just remember, are you able to give the time to your small kid? I guess he's baby boy, right?
Yeah,
Are you able
yeah,
to spend some time with him or not, or you're always with the laptop only?
yeah. That's the first complaint from my wife too. Many times she asked me.
That's why he was talking about balance. Understand, Vaibhav.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
And the one question she has asked me is, have you married the computer or me? She's asked me that question many
And
times.
Godwin ka response will be yes, computer.
I think
Yeah.
it is exactly same question that I was about to ask once you answered this question. That do Godwin need any sort of AI CEO or AI business operator who will, operate his business on his behalf? And do you think is there any possibility moving ahead to something like this? Like it's very fascinating to see, hear about it that maybe AI governed government or maybe AI operated businesses. But yeah, you can first answer
Yeah,
Prachi's question about the
yeah.
complaints that you're getting from your wife, and then we can jump in here.
So you can switch to Vaibhav's question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, I think family and our lifestyle, our family is the first thing that's important in our life. As humans, we live to move with fellow humans,
Yeah.
and the first level of humans who are close to us is our family, wife, children, mother, father, and I think our priority is to set things right here. Only then you can be right everywhere else.
Yeah.
Because if you're not right within your family, you cannot be mentally stable, first of all.
Yeah.
So, and I'm very thankful. I've got a wonderful family, my wife who understands. And she also reminds me when I'm not perfect all the time. At times, I get so lost onto technology, and I have someone to wake me up and tell me, hey, you have to spend some time with the family. And I'm really blessed with my kid. He's 1 year old. It's a big story there, too. We didn't have a child for over 12 years. After 13 years, we had a child, and he's about a year, and he's really awesome. Now he's the next distraction. He takes me out. Once I go with him, I forget everything else. I play along with him. So that's actually, I think it's a God-given break for me to keep the
Yeah.
rhythm and balance in my life with my wife and my kid and my family.
I
And
have seen his family first time on Christmas when he posted a celebration
yeah.
GF. So I literally so many evil eyes for that. Like he is blessed with a very good family, and yeah, congratulations.
And touchwood, I think I wanted to highlight this one point, and I think there is, like touchwood to that. I've seen a lot of founders, a lot of business owner, entrepreneur, they're very restless. But when I look at you, I don't feel that. I feel you're very satisfied what we have, I don't know, like this is my feeling about, when I look at you. So touchwood to that, and I think you should be like flourishing in a similar fashion moving ahead. Yeah. So coming back to that fascinating question and the wilder question, that do you see any future with AI or AI driven government, or not driven actually, AI operated government? Will there be any country who will say, okay, so enough of all these human presidents, now we want AI to rule our country? And similar goes to the businesses as well. Do you see any future, any possibility in the future?
I think that all of these, I think robots will definitely come into existence. I really believe that robots are soon going to be here, but I
Mhm.
don't think they are going to rule over us, because even if they rule over us, ultimately it's going to be some person only trying to rule over us. So we
Mhm.
already have people ruling over our country. We have a government, we have laws, we are already ruled by people. So we have laws of the land. There are many rules here, from the traffic to everything. There are laws. So we have a system. Now, the person who is ruling the country, he might get the power of AI. He can decide what to do with this AI.
Yeah.
So that person can make a decision and say, I want robots to go and be police everybody. Just imagine you have robots with cameras walking around, checking you every
Mhm.
day, checking you at your house. Maybe some new rules come up. We never know. They can set new rules. They can say
Yeah.
new things. So that's a scary world. But I think robots want to rule, or AI want to rule, but it's the people who are behind it, who get access to it and have power over it. They are the people who make the decisions to rule. And I pray that we will have a peaceful and good and happy future with the good
Absolutely.
ruling authorities in our country in our future. That is good for us, our family, our children, everybody, right?
So I have a couple of thoughts here, Godwin, on to same
Yes.
point. That are we not in the state currently where these social media companies or these big giants, isn't it kind of we are in a situation where they're already playing with our minds, and we are kind of uh, because I think to some extent they're also using automated algorithms. They're also using their own systems, brains, uh, to impact on us. So is it some form of we are already there? Like, is it like that? And then secondly, uh, don't you think that, getting these tools would definitely increase government's analytical skill, prediction skills, what needs to be focused, what doesn't needs to be focused? I think if it used rightly, it's gonna be the great tool for any country that it would, so imagine a country who is going bankrupt and they just get something like AI who can guide them through the right path, what should be doing, what should not be doing. I think anyone with these technology can grow super really fast with such thing. So any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that definitely, AI can be used to change a person's mind. But I think this is not new because
Mhm.
you take any company, okay, you want to do market your product. What do you tell the customer? These are the 10 things that are not good about my product. Do you tell that first, or you tell the
Obviously
first
not.
10 things that are good about your product? Yeah. So we are used to going and telling people and changing their minds.
Hmm.
This is part of every company. Now that few companies are very powerful, they have established around the world, they're doing the same thing on a mass scale.
Yeah.
So they are showing you how good their products are. They have the power to do it at least.
Yeah.
But the balance that is struck here is because we have authorities. If you see
Hmm.
last in just couple of days back, Apple had to pay $1 billion fine
Yeah.
to the EU government because they did not allow outside apps to be installed on their phone other than the Apple Store,
Yeah.
Apple App Store.
Yeah.
So now see there is a balance. There's one policeman, the government. You can't just like that become big. You may be powerful, you may be
Hmm.
whatever, but there's a government that balances them. If there's no government, there's no ruling authority. Honestly,
So rules and
I,
regulation are always going to be part with AI, and that cannot be excluded, is what I'm, understanding
yes,
and concluding with you.
definitely. That is the way the system has always been in this world. There have been rules, there have been laws. That's how kingdoms, that's
Yeah.
how nations, that's how governments have established and have been run. That is how systems can run. You take any country where there's no rule and law, everything goes here. There are places in this world where wars are going on, there's confusion, fighting among people and groups. I think it is essential that there is a proper system, proper laws, and proper governance.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely needed. And likewise, people are talking about AI security, AI governance. I think it's definitely essential to
Mm-hmm.
establish these for a good future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow, too much information to process.
Today,
I think whole night I'm gonna be now, fascinating and thinking about different AI thing. And today it's all gonna be the AI night in my minds now.
so
So
informative.
pretty cool. I think we were discussing about something, and Prachim may want to add that the thing about the future of AI. And I think you mentioned yesterday or day before to us about it's just the brain that is being developed now, and there is entire body is yet to be developed, or it's being to develop. It started to develop. So, like, maybe can you help our viewers share your thoughts on that aspect? Because I think that was very like fascinating for me that hearing something like this.
Okay. Yeah, this is just my thought. As I was thinking, I thought that hey, now the first thing these people have replicated the human brain. It's not
Mhm.
exactly the human brain, but at least they've taken a lot of
Capabilities of it.
inspiration from the human brain and they've done this artificial brain. Okay, but still the human brain is very advanced. Even though they
Mhm.
have replicated it, as of today, human brain is far advanced than the AI brain.
Absolutely.
Okay, so so now that they've developed the brain, the next step is for this brain to now grow. It will grow, it will grow a face, it will grow hands, it will grow legs. So what I think is that AI is going to get limbs. Okay. And the first set of limbs is going to be inside your computer screen. So, like we're saying, right, inside your Windows, inside it will go and work. You will say, go and check my emails, check that person, reply to him, and then whatever work you tell it to do. Maybe you're gonna go and order some groceries for me, check whatever is not available and order it. Everything the computer does it automatically. I think that is going to be the first set of limbs. So what has become a brain will now start developing hands and legs inside your computer screen. Eventually, the same thing is going to come out physically and it's going to be standing right here next to you. Tomorrow, you say, hey, go please take care of washing my clothes. Did you make the food ready? I want the food ready by 12 p.m., 12:30 p.m. or whatever. And then the robot just walks within your house, it does the work and it comes back. So I think first, this AI is going to have digital limbs that is inside your computer. Second level, it is going to have physical limbs outside your computer. I truly believe this is the future.
Don't want this life. That will be too much. I am happy to do my works by my own. Having a
Yes.
robot next to me. Oh.
Yeah, I think this is a generational shift. Like when I talk to my parents, they'll say in those days we didn't even have a color TV. This was all totally new. We didn't have such technology. We used to listen to radio. Today people have internet. You have YouTube. Same way. This robot generation is a generational shift. When our next generation grow up, they'll be like using robot, and we'll be telling those days we didn't have robots. We were using internet.
I always think about this part, right? And I feel that, right now, though I know technology and to some extent I know, and then I don't want to be in that situation where asking them, maybe grandchildren or like grandchildren, hey, how to use this tech thing? Can you please teach me? I think that's gonna be the worst case scenario for me at least. So I will always.
Vaibhav started to see his future after 15
Yeah,
years.
absolutely. After the AI, I am thinking about it that, oh my God, I don't want to be in that worst scenario where I need to, like, I'm not of any use. I don't understand technology. And then I don't know, but I feel a lot of people will go into that if they do not cope up with this technological part of the world that is evolving right now.
Godwin giving us a lot of glitters.
Yeah,
Stay
absolutely.
safe.
And I don't want him to, like get another complaint again today that, oh God, when you are so late today as well. So I think let's
Or
wrap it up quickly.
let him go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will quickly have the rapid fire round.
Yeah.
We will throw some words on Godwin so that he can just say the answer in one word, what he feels. So, should I start, Vaibhav?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay,
I've never been in a rapid fire before, guys. This is the first time. Hope I do well.
first
Yeah.
time.
You want to give him an instruction that we want to keep answer in one word.
There will be no, there will be no answers or hints given you. You have to come up with your original words. Okay. So for Godwin, the first word will be AI.
First word is AI.
Just
AI.
one word
What
that is coming to your mind right now.
from AI? What word comes to your mind?
Chat GPT.
Okay.
Huh.
Fair enough.
Yes. Okay. Technology.
Computers, Python.
Okay. Success.
Pardon?
Hello.
Yeah. What was the next thing you asked me?
Success.
Success, building a good future for mankind.
Okay. Vaibhav.
So you're asking him my name as a what comes to
I
your
am
mind?
asking you to add the next
Okay.
word.
I thought you were asking him what does come to your mind when you hear my name,
You
something
can
like
tell
that.
Godwin. Godwin would like to know from Vaibhav what is coming in your mind.
DMs, you might say.
Marketing, I guess, right?
Yeah, maybe. So I have few words for you as well, and that is, I think, let me boil down to more of your personal side now. Father.
My child, Steven.
Wow, beautiful. Um, Prophets.
Prophets. Bible, Jesus. That's what I.
Nice. And family.
Wife, mom, dad, child.
Nice. Perfect. So Godwin, I think we are almost end to our podcast. If you want to add anything like unscripted draw, you're all open to. If you are not, you don't have any final thoughts to share, maybe we would like to conclude it here, and let our viewers again brainstorm just like me overnight or over a day whenever they are looking at this podcast, that how fascinating this AI world is going to be moving ahead. How can they reach you, by the way? Yeah, so I think we discussed about your product, we discussed about a lot of things in this podcast. So in case if anyone is interested in any product or anything, how they can reach out to you? Is it like any email? Is it like LinkedIn? How can?
Yeah, I'm pretty active on LinkedIn, so people can reach me on LinkedIn. I think that's the best way for somebody new to reach me. Anybody can feel free to say hi, and I'd be happy to catch up on a virtual coffee or even a real one. So I
And
think
you
that's the
go
best
by the
way.
name of Godwin Josh on LinkedIn as well, right? I
Yes.
will put the links in the description. Perfect.
So,
Any final thoughts, Godwin, you want to add here before we conclude this session?
and no, I don't have anything else, but I want to thank you both so much for hosting me on your podcast. I feel very privileged to be
Pleasure.
talking with young entrepreneurs like you guys. You're doing a great job. Fantastic work with what you're doing.
I think we should be doing such sessions more frequently, is what I'm guessing, because I think irrespective of what we learn online or anything, when we connect together and when we discuss together, there is a lot of ideas that is coming out right now.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So guys, Prachi, if you don't have anything, I can wrap it up. Uh, so guys, thank you for watching this podcast. If you found anything valuable in this podcast, do hit that like button, enter all the questions in comment section for Godwin. And for us, if you want to get in touch with Godwin, you can simply hit his LinkedIn that is available in description. As well as if you want to be featured on our podcast, if you have great stories to tell, do send us an email on hello@imvaikul.com, and we'll be happy to connect and discuss with you. Thank you so much, Godwin. It was nice knowing you. I think, I don't know, like since we got connected, I think this is the longest time we all together have, sit together and, had this wonderful discussion. And it was
Yeah.
truly fruitful. Now, I think I would be jumping down to Chennai sometime and I will be meeting you soon because now I have a lot of ideas running in my head. So, yep, that is the future, I would say, of AI in our sense. All right. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Godwin, looking forward to connect with you again. I believe there is so much of conversation still left. So we will be having an entire, again, a new conversation with you so
Yeah.
that we can cover the next segment.
I really want to cover his, that aspect that is more into family aspect. That how an entrepreneur manage the balance, like, keep the balance of family and everything going on. So, guys, if you are still here, you can like wait for that next episode and you can jump in again. Mr. Godwin Josh will be back again here soon. I'm trying to copy Ranveer Allabadia, but I think that's okay. He won't mind it. All right, guys. Thank you. See you. Bye bye. Next podcast.
Yeah.